Hi, welcome to my journey. This is Miss Carr, and I am inviting you to learn with me. Are you ready? Let's go! Hello! Ang pag-uusapan natin today is about fractions. So, malalaman natin today kung paano mag-identify ng fraction at i-apply din natin yung 4 basic operations dito sa fraction. Titingnan din natin kung paano kunin yung equivalent fraction at paano siya i-simplify. Okay? Alright, so I have here 4 scenarios where you can apply your knowledge and skills about fraction. So let's see if you already have that skill and knowledge, and just try answering this. If medyo nalilito pa kayo, okay lang yan because we will talk about it later. Fraction. From the Latin word fractus or broken. So, ibig sabihin hindi siya buo. Right? So, it represents just a part of a whole. So, if I say 2/3, ibig sabihin, yung denominator magsasabi kung ilang parts sa isang figure at yung numerator magsasabi kung ilang shades. So, 3 parts dahil 3 yung denominator, 2 shades kasi 2 yung numerator. Always remember that fraction is divided equally. So, ibig sabihin sa isang figure, pare-parehas yung size niya. Okay? Practice time. So, just give the fraction of the shaded area, and on the second part, shade the figure with the indicated fraction. Okay? Okay, so there are 3 types of fraction. First, we have the proper fraction. So, as you can see, proper fraction, hindi siya buo. So, 2 shades, 3 parts, and 1 figure. So, dahil hindi naman natin nabuo yung isang figure, dahil dalawa lang yung shades niya, ibig sabihin, when you say proper fraction, hindi pa siya buo. Okay? Sa improper fraction, so kung mapapansin nyo, mas mataas na yung numerator kaysa sa denominator. Ang ibig sabihin lang yan, 3 shades ang kailangan ko, and then we have 2 parts in each figure. So, dahil 2 parts lang sa isang figure, so dalawang shades yan. Tama? Now, ang kailangan kong shades is 3. So, kailangan ko pa ulit ng isa pang shades. So, gagawa pa ako ng figure na meron dalawang parts. So, makikita nyo ngayon na yung 3/2 ko, meron ng isang buo. Okay? So, pag sinabing improper fraction, may buo na dyan. Now, pagdating kay mixed fraction, kaya siya sinabing mix is because nakikita nyo 1 and 2/3. So, yung 1 dyan, yan yung whole or buo, and then 2/3. Okay? So, again, 2/3, dalawang shades, tatlong parts. So, kung mapapansin nyo yung figure, meron ng isang buo, hinati ko sa tatlo kasi nga yung denominator natin, it says that 3 parts. Pero hindi nyo na rin kailangan isulat or hatiin sa tatlo yan kasi buo naman na yan. Now, yung isang figure, 2 shades lang. Kasi nga, diba, yung fraction natin is 2/3. Okay? Okay, so now, let's convert improper fraction to mixed fraction. Kasi kanina pinag-usapan natin, di ba, na kapag improper fraction, ibig sabihin meron na tayong makukuhang buo dyan. Okay? So here, I have 6/4. So, 6 shades, 4 parts. So, as you can see, meron tayong 4 parts sa isang figure. So, kinulayan ko na lahat yan kasi ang kailangan kong shades is 6. So, meron na akong 4 na shades. So, kulang pa ako ng 2. So, I need to draw another figure na 4 yung parts, pero 2 na lang yung shades. So, yan yung itsura ng 6/4. Now, tignan natin pag kinonvert natin yan into mixed fraction. Dapat parehas lang yung magiging drawing. So, to convert improper fraction to mixed fraction, you just need to divide 6 and 4. Si 6 yung magiging dividend and yung 4 yung magiging divisor. Okay? So, as we divided, ang nakuha natin is 1. Pero may natira pang 2. Okay, sa ilalim. So, ang gagawin nyo, yung sagot na 1 na nasa taas, yan na yung whole natin, whole number natin. And then, yung natirang 2 sa baba, yan yung magiging shades, at saka yung 4 na divisor, yan yung magiging denominator natin. So, 6 over 4, if you convert that into mixed fraction, it will be 1 and 2/4. So, kung idodrawing natin yung 1 and 2/4, so meron tayong isang buo na may 4 na parts kasi nga yung denominator natin is 4. So, dahil buo na siya, isi-shades ko na siya lahat. Since meron pa tayong 2/4, so, dalawang shades pa yung kailangan ko. So, gagawa pa ako ng isang figure na may dalawang shades at 4 na parts. So, as you can see, yung figure ni mixed fraction na 1 and 2/4 at saka yung figure ni improper fraction na 6 and 4 or 6 over 4, parehas lang itsura. Okay? So, same lang yung equivalent niya o yung value niya. Okay? Okay. So, this time, i-convert naman natin yung mixed fraction to improper fraction. So, dapat parehas pa rin yung maging itsura niya or drawing niya and then yung value niya. Okay? So, for us to convert mixed fraction into improper fraction, ang gagawin natin is yung 1 and 2/4, so yung denominator niya, i-multiply natin sa whole number. So, 4 times 1. And then, after that, yung sagot, ipo-plus natin sa numerator. So, 4 times 1, that is 4, plus yung 2, that is 6. So, the answer should be 6 over 4. So, ikakopy mo lang din yun, yung denominator. Okay? So, kung idodrawing mo yung 1 and 2/4 at saka yung 6 over 4, parehas pa rin yung magiging itsura niya. Okay? Practice time. So, this, I want you to convert each improper fraction to a mixed fraction. Okay? Copy first the questions and then check your work here. Okay, so how to know or how to get the value of the fractions. So, for example, I have a whole. And my whole, the equivalent of that whole is 150. Okay, let's say we talked about money. Okay, ang pera ko is 150. Okay, how much is the 1/2 of 150? So, as you can see, hinati ko sa dalawa kasi 1/2, tama? So, yung 150 pag hinati ko sa dalawa, ang equivalent niyan is 75 each. So, 1/2 of 150 is 75. So, to do that, with calculation, so 1/2 times 150. Kung gusto mong makuha yung value ng fraction. Okay? So, 1/2 times 150, pag nag-multiply ka ng fraction sa whole, just imagine na merong denominator yung whole na 1. Okay? Kasi whole naman yun eh. So, 1 times 150 equals 150, then 2 times yung 1 na denominator, that's 2. So, 150 divided by 2, that is 75. Later, pag-uusapan pa natin kung paano mag-multiply ng fraction. Okay? So, yes. So, the 1/2 of 150 is 75. So, kapag sinabi naman natin 2 over 2 of 150, so 2 over 2, ibig sabihin, buo yun, diba? Kasi dalawang shades, dalawang part. So, buo na siya. So, 2 over 2 ng 150, equivalent lang din nun is 150. Alright, so this time, let's get the 1/3 of 150. So, dahil 1/3, ibig sabihin, hatiin natin sa tatlo. So, bawat isa dyan, yung 150, magiging 50, 50, 50. So, 1/3 is equivalent to 50. So, pag sinabi natin 2/3, ibig sabihin, dalawang 1/3, so ibig sabihin, dalawang 50. So, 2/3 of 150, that is 100. So, again, pag 3 over 3, ibig sabihin, buo na yan, equivalent to 1 yan. So, 150 lang yung 3 over 3 ng 150. Okay? Paano naman kapag yung 150 natin, hinati natin sa 6? So, ibig sabihin, meron tayong 1/6. So, kada isa na hinati natin sa 6, that is 25. Okay? So, yung 1/6 ng 150, that's 25. So, pag 2/6, so, dalawang 1/6, so dalawang 25, and that is 50. So, paano naman pag 4/6? So, ibig sabihin, 4 na 1/6. So, 4 na 25. So, that is 100. And so on. Practice time. So, I want you to try getting the value of the fraction na nandun sa exercise natin. Okay? Copy first the question, then answer it on your own, then check your work here. Right. So, dahil alam na natin mag-identify ng fraction or mag-draw ng fraction, alamin naman natin yung order niya. So, ibig sabihin, alamin natin mula sa maliit, papalaki, at papalaki, paliit. Okay? So, compare natin yung mga fractions na ginamit natin kanina. So, we have 1/2, 1/3, and 1/6. So, kung mapapansin nyo, si 1/2 is greater than 1/3 or mas malaki. Si 1/3 mas malaki kaysa kay 1/6. Okay? So, based dun sa figure na nakikita nyo dyan, mas malaki yung mga drawing nila. Okay? So, how about this one? So, si 1/2 is less than 2/3. Okay? Kasi, dalawang 1/3 pinagsama. So, 2/3, mas malaki na siya ngayon sa 1/2. So, based dun sa drawing, mas malaki naman talaga siya. But si 2/3 is less than 5/6. Kung mapapansin nyo, 5/6, 5 tigo 1/6. So, yung drawing niya, mas malaki doon sa 2/3. Okay? So, just practice mag-drawing ng fractions para mas kita nyo or ma-visualize nyo yung itsura ng isang figure or ng isang fraction para ma-compare nyo kung ano yung mas malaki. Okay? Alright. Kanina, nag-compare tayo kung ano yung mas malaki at mas maliit na fractions. Ngayon naman, yung equivalent fractions yung pag-usapan natin. So, kung makikita nyo yung drawing ni 1/2, 2/4, 4/8, 6/12, 8/16, pare-parehas lang yung laki at saka itsura niyang tingnan, right? So, kaya siya tinawag na equivalent fraction kasi pare-parehas lang yung value nila. Pare-parehas lang yung itsura nila. Okay? So, pag sinabi kong 1/2 ni 150, parehas lang yan pag sinabi kong 2/4 ni 150. Okay? O kaya 4/8 ni 150, 8/16 ni 150, 6/12 ni 150. Pare-parehas lang yung value na yun na 75. Okay? Kung ang whole natin is 150. Alright, so dito makikita nyo kung paano naging pare-parehas yung equivalent or yung value ng bawat fractions. Okay? So, si 1/2, 75. Si 2/4, since si 75 nahati pa sa dalawa, so, pero pag pinag-combine nyo, 75 pa rin yan. Si 4/8, so, tig 18.75. So, apat na ganyan equals 75. Si 6/12, bawat isa dyan is 12.5. So, dahil 6 yan, pag pinagsama-sama yung 6 na yan, 75 pa rin yan. Si 8/16, bawat isa is 9.375. So, pag pinagsama-sama mo, yung value na yan, 75 pa rin yung equivalent. Okay? Okay. So, paano natin kukunin yung equivalent fractions nang hindi na tayo nagdo-drawing? Kasi it takes time, right? So, we can do that by getting their multiples. So, like yung si 1/2, kukunin ko yung multiples ng numerator at denominator. So, si 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. Si 2, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and so on. So, lahat na nakikita niyong fraction sa tabi niya, equivalent lang yan or same size lang nila si 1/2. Okay? Other way to get the equivalent fractions is i-multiply nyo both yung numerator at denominator sa isang number. Let's say, multiply natin siya by 5. So, 1 times 5, that is 5. 2 times 5, that is 10. So, ang equivalent fraction ni 1/2 is 5/10. Okay? So, nakita nyo naman siya dun sa mga katabing fractions ni 1/2. Alright? Another example, 3/5. So, kung kukunin natin yung multiples niya to get the equivalent fractions, so yung numerator na 3, ang multiples niya is 6, 9, 12, 15, and so on. Yung denominator na 5, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and so on. So, lahat ng katabi niyang fractions, equivalent fraction yan ni 3/5. Okay? So, other way is multiply natin siya sa isang number. So, let's say 3. So, 3 times 3, that is 9. And then 5 times 3, that is 15. So, we can see na ang equivalent fraction ni 3/5, meron siyang 9/15. Okay? So, kailangan natin matutunan na kunin yung equivalent fractions, lalo na kapag mag-a-add tayo or magma-minus later ng fractions na magkaiba yung denominator or tinatawag na dissimilar fractions. Okay? So, magagamit natin siya later. Now, kung mapapansin nyo yung mga unang fractions sa kaliwa, like si 1/2, si 1/3, si 1/4, si 3/5, tsaka si 5/6, yan yung pinakamaliit na fractions dun sa equivalent fractions. Okay? So, yan yung tinatawag nating lowest term. Practice time, so just get the equivalent fraction and then check your work here. Okay, so let's simplify the fraction. When we say simplify, ibig sabihin, kukunin lang natin yung lowest term niya. Okay? So example, we have 8/16. So paliliitin lang natin at kukunin natin yung equivalent fraction niya na pinakamaliit. Alright? So to get that, we will use the prime factorization para kunin natin yung GCF. So, GCF, diba, yan yung pinag-usapan natin from separate video na greatest common factor. So, yung GCF ni 8 at saka ni 16 is 8. After that, i-divide natin yung 8 na yan both dun sa numerator at denominator. So, 8 divided by 8, that is 1, and 16 divided by 8, that is 2. So, the lowest term of 8/16 is 1/2. Okay? Now, bakit natin kailangan i-simplify yung isang fraction? Para makita natin yung pinakamaliit na term niya. At the same time, mas madali siyang isolve. Lalo na kapag nag-a-add, nag-minus, nag-multiply, at nagde-divide tayo ng fractions. Para maliit na lang yung mga numbers natin. Okay? Next, let's simplify 36/45. So, the GCF of 36 and 45 is 9. So, let's divide it from the numerator and the denominator. So, 36 divided by 9, that is 4. 45 divided by 9, that is 5. So, the lowest term of 36/45 is 4/5. Okay, so let's simplify 13/36. Kung mapapansin nyo, si 13, prime number na yan. So, yung factor lang yan is 1 at saka yung sarili niya. Tama? So, if that's the case na merong isa sa numerator, denominator, ang prime number, ang GCF nila is 1. Okay? So, pag dinivide mo yung 13 divided by 1 tsaka 36 divided by 1, parehas lang na ang sagot is 13/36. So, if that's the case, you don't need to get the lowest term kasi yun at yun lang din yung sagot doon. Okay? So, kung mapapansin nyo, walang parehas na prime number or prime factor si 13 saka si 36. Si 13, ang prime numbers niya or prime factor is 13. Si 36, ang prime factors niya si 2 at saka si 3. So, yung 13 saka si 36, tinatawag silang co-prime numbers. So, kapag yung mga number na walang parehas na prime factors, ibig sabihin, they are called co-prime numbers. Okay, so let's see kung saan natin makikita yung mga fractions sa number line. So, kung naaalala si number line, diba yun yung may positive at negative, tas may 0 sa gitna. So, example, si 1/2, nandun siya between 0 and 1. Kapag naging negative naman yung fraction natin, of course, nandun siya sa kaliwa. So, nandun siya sa negative 1 tsaka 0. Si 3 and 1/2, or pag ginawa natin siyang improper fraction, that will be 7/2, nandun siya sa gitna ni 3 at saka 4. Why? Kasi 3, di ba, buo na yon. May 1/2 pa tayo. So, kalahati. So, kaya siya nasa gitna ni 3 at saka 4. Si negative 4 and 1/2, or pag ginawa natin improper fraction, that is negative 9/2. So, dahil 4, may buo ka na, so, nandun na siya between negative 4 and negative 5. Okay? So, negative 4, buo, tapos lumagpas pa ng kalahati. That's why it's negative 4 and 1/2. Okay? Okay, so dito, makikita natin yung equivalent fraction gamit yung number line. So, si 1/2, between 0 and 1. Tama? Si 2/4, nasa gitna din ni 0 at saka ni 1. At pagdating naman kay 3/6, nasa gitna din ni 0 at saka ni 1. So, kanina, nakita natin na equivalent fraction sila. So, dito napatunayan natin na pare-parehas silang nasa gitna. So, pare-parehas lang din sila ng value. That's why they are equivalent fraction. Okay? Okay, so let's do estimate fraction. 'Di ba pinag-usapan na natin from separate video kung paano mag-estimate ng whole number. This time, we will estimate fractions. So, i-round up lang natin sila sa 0, sa 1/2, at saka sa 1. Okay? So, kung sino yung mas malapit sa 0, magiging 0. Sino mas malapit sa 1/2, magiging 1/2. At kapag mas malapit na sa 1, magiging 1. Okay? So, let's estimate 3 over 7. So, nung ginawa mo yung 3 over 7 using the number line, so naghati ka ng 7. Kapag yung fraction mo is parehas ng numerator at denominator, like 7 over 7, equivalent nun is 1. So, siya na yung nandun sa dulo. Okay? So, here, we have 3 over 7. So, hinati natin sa 7 yung number line natin. Okay? And then, nilagay natin kung nasaan si 3 over 7. Since si 3 over 7 is mas malapit dun sa 1/2, so, ang estimated fraction ng 3 over 7 is 1/2. Okay? So, ginagamit natin yung estimation kapag, for example, we don't need the exact answer or we don't need the exact number or para mapabilis lang yung pag-compute. Okay? Next, let's estimate 7 over 9. So, dahil 9 yung denominator natin, ibig sabihin, hahatiin natin yung number line natin ng 9. And then, ilagay natin si 7 over 9. So, mapapansin nyo, mas malapit siya sa 1. So, to estimate 7 over 9, that is equivalent to 1. Alright, so how about 2 over 10? So, hinati natin sa 10 yung number line, and then nilagay natin si 2 over 10. Kung mapapansin nyo, mas malapit siya sa 0. So, to estimate 2 over 10, that is equivalent to 0. How about 3/4? So, kung mapapansin nyo, si 3/4, nung hinati natin yung number line natin sa 4, nandun siya between 1/2 and 1. Nasa gitna. Okay? So, kung ganyan yung scenario, ira-round up na natin siya. So, lalagay na natin siya sa 1. Okay? Kasi 'di ba when we do rounding off, kapag 5 and above, dinadagdagan na natin ng isa. So, same lang din yung idea dito. So, dahil nasa gitna siya ng 1/2 and 1, so ilalagay mo na siya sa 1. Okay, so ngayon, mag-a-add na tayo ng fractions. So, i-add natin yung similar fractions, dissimilar fractions, yung merong whole number, at saka mixed fraction. Okay? Alright, so, now, we will add similar fractions. Pag sinabing similar fractions, same ng denominator. So, same ng part kada figure. So, like what I see here, we have 1/3 plus 1/3. So, parehas sila ng size ng denominator. So, pagsasamahin mo lang siya, so magiging 2/3. Okay? So, kung titignan mo yung value ni 1/3, that is 50. So, dalawang 1/3, so dalawang 50, so equivalent niya is 100. Okay? Okay, so this time, mag-a-add tayo ng dissimilar fractions. So, pag sinabi namang dissimilar fractions, magkaiba yung denominator nila. Therefore, magkaiba yung size ng part na yon. Okay? So, example, si 1/3, mas malaki dun sa i-add natin na 1/6. Okay? So, pag pinagsama mo sila, yung magiging kalabasan is ganito. Okay? So, paano natin siya babasahin? 'Di ba dapat ang fraction equal parts or divided equally? So, pag pinagsama natin sila, makikita mo yung figure na hindi naka-divide equally. So, we need to do something about it. Okay? So, what we need to do is to get their equivalent fractions. So, kung naaalala nyo, kanina pinag-usapan natin kung paano kinukuha yung equivalent fractions, right? So, si 1/3, nakikita natin dito yung equivalent fractions niya. So, we just do that by getting the multiples of the numerator and the denominator. So, ito yung equivalent fractions ni 1/3, and then ito yung equivalent fractions ni 1/6. Okay? So, before you can add fractions, dapat same sila ng size para mapagsama mo sila sa isang figure. Okay? Kasi nga, fraction should be equally divided. So, in this case, yung equivalent fractions ni 1/3 is 2/6. Okay? Kasi dapat pareha sila ng size dun sa 1/6. So, parehas na 6 parts kada figure. Okay? So, tignan natin kung anong mangyayari pag pinagsama na natin sila. Okay, so ito yung magiging kalabasan kapag pinagsama na natin si 2/6 at saka si 1/6. Okay? So, ang basa dito is 3/6 or just 1/2. So, laging tandaan na when we add dissimilar fractions, dapat parehas muna yung size or part nila or parehas yung denominator. Okay? Before we can add their shaded parts. Okay, other way to do that o yung laging ginagamit is just to get the multiples of the denominator na pinakamababa silang parehas o yung LCM. But we call that least common denominator since we're talking about the denominator, diba? But basically, kukunin lang natin yung multiple ng denominator. So, yung denominator natin is 3 and 6. So, makikita mo dito yung multiple ni 3 at yung multiple ni 6. So, ang hinahanap natin is yung pinakamababa na parehas sila. Okay? So, yung pinakamababa na parehas nila is 6. And then, ilalagay mo siya ngayon dito sa side na to. Okay? Tapos, ang gagawin natin, yung 6 na to, i-divide natin sa 3. So, ang sagot is 2, right? So, after that, instead na i-divide natin sa kabila, i-multiply naman natin. So, 1 times 2, that is 2. So, now, we can have a new term. So, 2/6. Okay? Ganun din yung gagawin natin sa 1/6. Yung 6 na nakuha natin sa multiple niya, 6 divided mo dun sa 6, so equals 1, right? Yung 1 na yun, i-multiply mo sa numerator nung 1/6. So, that is 1 times 1, so you have your 1. So, basically, kapag parehas naman at hindi naman gumalaw yung denominator mo, as is na lang din yan. Kasi yun lang din naman yung kakalabasan. Okay? So, once you have your new fraction, i-add mo na siya ngayon, and then you have the same answer kanina na 3/6. Okay, another example. So, we have here 3/5 plus 2/8. So, kung mapapansin nyo, kung pagsasamahin natin yung fractions nila, ito yung kalalabasan. Okay? So, hindi natin alam kung paano to babasahin. At the same time, hindi equal yung mga parts nila. Okay? So, let's see kung ano yung susunod nating steps. Okay, so ang gagawin natin ulit is to get the equivalent fractions nung 3/5 at saka nung 2/8. Alright? So, makikita natin dito na nandito yung mga equivalent fractions ni 3/5. At nandito naman yung equivalent fractions ni 2/8. Again, the goal here is that bago natin ipag-add yung mga fractions, dapat mag-same sila ng size, same sila ng sukat. So, ibig sabihin, same dapat yung parts sa kada figure. Okay? So, in this case, same sila ng parts na 40. So, kung makikita mo yung equivalent fractions nila, nagkapareha sila sa 40. Tama? So, ibig sabihin, kada figure, 40 yung parts nila. Now, pagdating naman sa shades, yung naging 40, yung parts ni 3/5, so yung shades niya naging 24. Okay? Si 2/8 naman, nung naging 40 yung parts niya, yung shades niya naging 10. Okay? But basically, parehas na ng size yung bawat part. Now, since parehas na, pwede na natin silang pagsamahin. Okay, so nung pinagsama natin sila, ito yung mga naging itsura. Okay? So, ito yung 24 na shades at ito yung 10 na shades. So, pag pinagsama mo yung shades nila sa isang figure, naging 34/40. Okay? So, again, before you can add fractions, make sure na same yung denominator. So, ibig sabihin, same yung size nung bawat part na yan. Okay? Alright, so to solve that without using the figure, so again, 3/5 plus 2/8. So, magkaiba yung denominator. So, kunin muna natin yung LCD natin. And to do that is to just get the multiples of 5 and 8. So, kung mapapansin nyo, ito yung multiples ni 5 and ito yung multiples ni 8. Okay? So, kukunin natin yung LCM or pinakamababang pareho sila. So, we can see here na yung LCD nila or LCM is 40 and 40. So, now, let's move here. So, yung 40 na yun, i-divide ko dun sa 5 and then the answer is 8. Now, that answer, imumultiply natin dun sa numerator niya na 3. So, 3 times 8, that is 24. Okay? So, the equivalent fraction of 3 over 5 is 24 over 40. Next naman, si 8. So, ang multiple niya is 40. So, gamitin natin yan. So, 40 divided by 8, that is 5. So, yung sagot na 5, imumultiply natin sa numerator na 2. So, 2 times 5, that is 10. So, the equivalent fraction of 28 is 10 over 40. So, kung parehas na sila ng parts or ng denominator, we can now add them. So, 24 plus 10, that is 34 over 40. So, parehas lang din ng sagot natin kanina. Next. So, meron tayong buo, tsaka meron tayong fraction. So, when we add that, we'll just need to combine. Pagsasamahin lang natin sila. So, 2 plus 1/3. So, meron tayong dalawang buo, tsaka 1/3. If we want to solve that, yung 2, pag ginawa mong fraction, over 1. Okay? Kasi buo naman yan eh. So, lahat ng whole number, pag ginawa mong fraction, it's always over 1. Plus 1/3. Again, so hindi parehas yung denominator. So let's get the equivalent fraction of 2 over 1. So let's get the multiples of numerator and denominator. Basta ang goal lang natin, maging equal sila dun sa denominator na 3. So yung multiple ni 1 is 1, 2, and 3. So nakatatlong talon siya, right? So dapat yung numerator mo, tatlong talon din. So 2, 4, 6. Alright? So, the equivalent fraction of 2 over 1 is 6 over 3 plus yung 1/3. Now, just combine the numerator. So, 6 plus 1, that is 7. And then, copy the denominator, that is 3. So, 7 over 3 or 2 and 1/3. Okay, so this time, we will add whole number and mixed fraction. So, ganun lang din naman yung idea. Pagsasamahin lang din natin. So, we have already 2 whole. And then, dun sa kabila, meron tayong 1 and 1/3. So, may isa na tayong buo rin dun. Tama? So, pagsamahin muna natin lahat ng buo nila or lahat ng whole number. So, we have 2 and 1. So, we have now 3 whole numbers. Now, may natirang fraction na 1/3. So, the answer is 3 and 1/3. Okay? Now, kung isosolve natin, ganun lang din yung gagawin. So, si 2 over 1. And then, plus 4 over 3. So, ginamit natin yung improper fraction. Okay? So, since yung denominator nila is hindi parehas, so yung equivalent fraction ni 2 over 1 is 6 over 3. Ngayon, pagsamahin lang natin yung numerator. So, 6 plus 4, that is 10. So, the answer is 10 over 3. Or 3 and 1/3. So, kung mapapansin nyo, si 10 over 3, yun lang din naman yung figure na kung saan pinagsama natin yung mga drawing nila. 'Di ba? Tatlong buo, and then 1/3. Or 10 shades na meron tatlong parts sa isang figure. Okay? Okay, so let's get the estimate sum of the fractions. So, I have here 3/4 plus 3/5. So, if we will do it mentally, mas mahirap, mas matagal, right? So, we do estimation if we want to solve it quickly or we don't need the exact answer. Okay? So, in this case, natuto na tayo mag-estimate kanina ng fraction. So, 3/4, when we estimate that, that is 1. Okay? Nasa gitna siya ng 1/2 at saka ng 1. So, since gitna, i-round up na natin siya into 1. Yung 3/5, mas malapit siya sa 1/2. So, yung estimate ni 3/5 is 1/2. So, 1 plus 1/2, that is equivalent to 3 over 2 or 1 and 1/2. Okay? So, ganyan lang yung pagkuha ng estimate sum of the fractions. Practice time. So, just copy the questions first and then check your answer here. Okay? Alright, so this time we will subtract fractions. So we will subtract similar and dissimilar fractions, whole number and fraction, and whole number and the mixed fraction, okay? We will also get the estimate difference of fractions later. Subtracting similar fractions. So here, we have 2/3 minus 1/3. So in short, dahil subtraction, magtatanggal tayo. So tatanggalin natin yung 1/3 from 2/3. So ang matitira na lang is 1/3. So if we want to solve that, ima-minus lang natin yung numerator nila. Okay? So 2 minus 1. So 1. So the answer is 1/3. So, kung ima-minus mo yung value nila, 2/3 is equivalent to 100, and then 1/3 of 150 is 50. So, 100 minus 50, that is 50, and which is 1/3 of 150. Okay, so this time, we will subtract dissimilar fractions. Again, katulad ng pinag-usapan natin kanina sa addition, dissimilar fractions means yung magkaiba yung denominator nila. Ibig sabihin, magkaiba yung size ng part na yun. Okay? So, here, 1/3 minus 1/6. So, ibig sabihin, dahil minus or subtraction, babawasan natin. Tatanggalin natin. Okay? So, ibig sabihin nito, tatanggalin natin ng 1/6 yung 1/3. Okay? So, pag ginawa natin yan, ganito yung magiging kalabasan niya. So, paano natin siya babasahin? And take note, hindi equal yung parts nila. Alright? So again, fraction should be equally divided. So let's do something about it. Okay, so first, we need to get the equivalent fractions of 1/3 and 1/6. So, dito, makikita nyo yung equivalent fraction ni 1/3 at ni 1/6. So, bago natin tanggalin ang isang fraction from that figure, dapat parehas muna sila ng parts or yung size ng fraction or yung same yung denominator. Okay? So, pag tinignan yung equivalent fractions ni 1/3, nagiging parehas sila dun sa part na 6. Okay? So, ang equivalent fraction ngayon na gagamitin natin para kay 1/3 ay 2/6. So, ito na ngayon yung itsura ng 1/3. So, 2 shades and then 6 parts. Si 1/6, since hindi naman siya gumalaw, as is pa rin yung figure niya. Okay? Pero mapapansin nyo, parehas na sila ng sizes. Parehas na sila ng parts kada figure. Okay? So, in this case, dahil minus, ibig sabihin, yung size ni 1/6, tatanggalin natin yun sa 1/3. So, ano nang magiging itsura pag tinanggal natin yung isang 1/6 dun sa 1/3? Alright. So, ito na yung magiging itsura nung tinanggal natin yung 1/6 from 1/3. So, ang basa dito ay 1/6. Okay? So, to simply solve that, you just need to minus their shaded part. So, 2/6 minus 1/6. So, 2 minus 1, we have now 1/6. Okay, so to solve this without using the figure, so, katulad ng ginawa natin sa addition, kunin muna natin yung multiple ng denominator natin. Okay? Kasi magkaiba sila. Again, before we minus the fraction, dapat same muna ng denominator. Okay? So, in this case, we have 3 and 6. So, yung multiple ni 3 ay 3, 6, 12, 15. Yung multiple ni 6 ay 6, 12, 18, 24. Pero ang hinahanap lang natin is yung least common denominator or least common multiple lang nila. Okay? And they have 6. Now, next step is to divide 6 from 3. And then the answer is 2. Now, the answer 2, multiply natin sa numerator. So, 1 times 2. So, that is 2. So, the equivalent fraction of 1/3 is 2/6. So, for the 1/6, so ang denominator niya is 6. So, 6 divided by 6, 1. And then yung 1, multiply natin sa numerator, 1 times 1, then 1. Again, kapag hindi naman gumalaw yung denominator mo, as is na lang din yan kasi parehas lang din naman yung sagot. Okay? So, ang gagamitin na natin fraction ngayon is 2 minus 1/6. Okay? So, i-minus natin yung shaded part. So, 2 minus 1. So, the answer is 1/6. Same nung sagot natin dun sa figures. Okay, so let's have another example. So, we have 3/5 minus 2/8. So, kung titingnan natin, babawasan daw natin ng 2/8 yung 3/5. So, ganito yung magiging itsura niya. So, kung tatanggalin natin yung 2/8 sa 3/5, anong basa ngayon dun sa orange or sa part na natira nung tinanggal natin yung 2/8? Okay? So, we can't say kung anong fraction yan. So, let's do something about it. Okay, so again, we need to get the equivalent fractions of 3/5 and 2/8. And tignan natin yung same parts na meron sila parehas. Okay? So, in this case, makikita natin sa equivalent fraction na ang pinagparehas nila is 40 na parts. Okay? So, in this case, gagawin tayo ng 40 na parts kada figure. So, nung ginawa natin na 40 na parts yung 3/5, ngayon, ang bago niyang shades is 24. So, kung bibilangin yung orange, that is 24. Okay? Si 2/8 naman, nung gumawa tayo ng 40 parts, yung shades niya na 2 naging 10. So, 10 yung shades niya ngayon. Okay? So, since parehas na sila ng size, parehas na sila ng denominator, pwede na tayo magtanggal sa 3/5 na figure ng 10 shades. Okay? So, kung mapapansin nyo, tatanggalin natin dito yung 10 shades kasi nga minus. Alright? So, let's see kung anong mangyayari. Okay. So, ito na yung magiging itsura kapag tinanggal mo yung 10 shades from 24 shades kanina. Okay? So, kung bibilangin mo yung shades na to, 14 yan. At kung babasahin mo ngayon yung bagong fraction natin, that is 14 over 40. Okay? So, what we need to do bago mag-minus, make sure that you get first their LCD o yung parehas nilang denominator. It means parehas mo na sila ng parts. Okay? Then, yung bago nilang fraction or bago nilang numerator, shaded part, ma-minus mo na. So, 24 minus 10, that is 14. So, our answer is 14 over 40. Okay, so to solve this without using the figure, again, dahil ang fractions natin ay 3/5 minus 2/8, so, dapat same muna yung denominator. So, dahil hindi sila parehas, we need to get first the multiple of 5 and 8. So, these are the multiple of 5 and this is the multiple of 8. So, kunin natin yung pinakamababa nilang multiples, which is 40. Okay? Then, next is, yung 40, i-divide natin dun sa old nilang denominator. So, 40 divided by 5, that is 8. And then, yung 8 na sagot, multiply natin sa numerator. So, 3 times 8, that is 24. So, the equivalent fraction of 3/5 na gagamitin natin is 24 over 40. Pagdating naman sa 8, gagamitin natin ulit yung multiple niya na 40. So, 40 divided by 8, that is 5. Then, yung 5, i-multiply natin sa numerator, and that is 2 times 5, so we have 10. So, yung equivalent fraction na gagamitin natin for 2/8 is 10 over 40. Pag parehas na sila ng denominator, so you can now minus their shaded part. So, 24 minus 10, that is 14. So, parehas lang din yung magiging sagot natin kanina dun sa my figure. Okay, so this time we will subtract fraction and a whole number. So, ang whole number natin is 2, and then ang fraction natin is 1/3. So, babawasan daw natin ng 1/3 yung dalawang buo. So, since 1/3, ibig sabihin, yung dalawang buo, hatiin natin sa 3 bawat isa para mabawasan natin ng 1/3. Okay? So, pag tinanggal natin yung 1/3 sa dalawang buo, ang matitira na lang is isang buo at 2/3. So, the answer is 1 and 2/3. Okay? So, in this case, kung gusto natin siyang isolve, so 2 over 1. So, dahil buo naman siya, over 1 yan. Again, pag buo, laging over 1. Okay? So, minus 1/3. So, dahil magkaiba yung denominator, kunin natin yung equivalent fraction ni 2 over 1, and that is 6 over 3. Tama? Kasi kung kukunin natin yung multiple nila, at para maging parehas ni 1/3, so yung 1 magiging 1, 2, 3. So, tatlong talon. So, yung numerator niya na 2, dapat tatlong talon din. So, 2, 4, 6. Okay? So, that is the equivalent fraction of 2 over 1. Now, parehas na ng denominator. So, pwede na nating i-minus yung numerator nila. So, 6 minus 1, that is 5 over 3, or 1 and 2/3. Same lang nung sagot natin kanina. And then kung mapapansin nyo, 5/3, yung figure na natira is 5 shades, then each figure, 3 parts. Okay? Alright, so now, subtracting mixed fraction and a whole number. So, yung whole number natin, dalawa pa din, okay? And then minus mixed number na 1 and 1/3. Okay? So, babawasan ko daw ng 1 and 1/3 yung dalawang buo. Yung 1 and 1/3, kapag binawas ko dun sa dalawang buo, may matitira pang 2/3. Okay? So, the answer is 2/3. If we want to solve that, so yung 2 magiging 2/1 minus 4/3. Ang ginamit natin is yung improper fraction ni 1 and 1/3. Okay? So, since magkaiba pa rin sila ng denominator, so let's get the equivalent fraction of 2/1, and that is 6/3. So, same na sila ng denominator, so i-minus na lang natin yung numerator. So, 6 minus 4, that is 2, so the answer is 2/3. Same lang naging sagot natin kanina sa figure. Now, let's get the estimate difference of the fractions. So, we have here 3/4 minus 3/5. Okay? So, the estimate of 3/4 is 1. Since nasa gitna siya ng 1/2 tsaka 1, so round up na yan. And then, the estimate of 3/5 is 1/2 dahil mas malapit siya sa 1/2. So, we have now 1 minus 1/2. And that is equivalent to 1/2. So, the estimate difference of 3/4 minus 3/5 is 1/2. Practice time. So, just copy the questions and then answer it on your own. Then check your work here. Okay, so this time, we will multiply and divide fractions. So, pagsasamahin na natin sila para makita natin na reverse lang or opposite lang yung relationship ni multiplication tsaka ni division. Example, pag sinabi natin 2 times 3 is equals to 6, right? So, kung i-reverse natin yan, i-divide lang natin yung product na 6 dun sa isa sa factor ni multiplication. So, let's say 6 divided by 3, ang sagot lang is yung 2 na factor kanina, right? So, ganun yung gusto natin makita mamaya when we multiply fractions. So, i-reverse lang natin. So, gagamitin lang natin yung same na fractions na minultiply natin. Okay? Okay, so let's multiply fractions. So, I have here 1/3 times 2/3. So, for us to better understand how this apply in real-life scenario, so, example, nandun tayo sa Starbucks, okay? Sa Starbucks, merong 90 customers. And it tells here that in Starbucks, 1/3 doon ay mga babae. Okay? So, yung 1/3 ng 90 customers sa Starbucks is 30. So, 30 yung mga babae doon. The next is, 2/3 daw dun sa mga babae ang umorder ng hot drinks. Okay? So, yung 1/3 natin, kukunin natin dyan yung 2/3. Alright? So, 2/3 ng 1/3 natin, so, hatiin natin sa tatlo yung 1/3. And then, 2/3 means yung dalawa lang na shades. So, equivalent ng 2/3 sa 1/3 is 20. Alright? Now, ang tanong natin is, ilan ngayon sa buong Starbucks yung fraction ng mga umorder ng hot drinks? Kanina, yung fractions lang sa grupo ng kababaihan na umorder ng hot drinks. Ngayon, ang tanong is, ilan yung fraction sa buong Starbucks ang umorder ng hot drinks? So, to get that, balik tayo dito. Remember, hinati natin yung 1/3 sa tatlo? So, again, fraction should be equally divided. So, kung hinati natin sa tatlo to, hatiin na natin din sa tatlo tong dalawa pa. Okay? So, the total parts now is 9. But the shaded part is just 2. So, our answer when we multiply 1/3 or 1/3 times 2/3 is 2/9. So, to solve that, we can just multiply their numerator and denominator. So, 2 times 2, that's 2. 3 times 3, that's 9. Okay? Later, when we divide fraction, i-reverse lang natin to. Remember, pag nag-multiply, i-divide lang natin yung product at saka yung isang factor. Okay? And dapat yung sagot doon is yung isang factor lang din. Okay? Alright, so this time magdi-divide tayo ng fractions. So, gagamitin lang natin yung fractions na ginamit natin sa multiplication para ipakita na ang division is just opposite of multiplication. So, i-divide natin yung product natin at saka yung isang factor niya. So, kanina, yung product natin is si 2 over 9 at saka yung isang factor natin is 3 over or 2 over 3. Okay? So, yung 2 over 9, yan yung customer sa Starbucks na umorder ng hot drinks. So, kung ito yung buong Starbucks, ibig sabihin, ito yung umorder ng hot drinks. Okay? Now, another factor is 2/3. Yung 2/3 na yan, yan yung mga umorder ng hot drinks sa grupo ng kababaihan. So, kung ito yung grupo ng kababaihan, ito lang yung umorder ng hot drinks. Alright? So, ang tanong is, ano yung fraction ng grupo ng kababaihan sa buong Starbucks? Alright? So, alam na natin yung fraction ng umorder ng hot drink sa buong Starbucks. The question now is, ano yung fraction ng grupo ng kababaihan sa buong Starbucks? So, kung mapapansin nyo, pag pinagdikit nyo yan, ito lang yung grupo ng kababaihan, 'di ba? So, anong fraction to sa buong Starbucks? So, kung ibababa natin siya, so ito yung itsura, right? So, meron tayong 3 shades at merong 9 na parts, alright? So, ang fraction ng kababaihan sa buong Starbucks is 3 over 9. Kung ilo-lowest term mo yan is 1/3. Kunyari, hatiin mo yan sa 3, 1, 2, 3. So, 1/3, alright? So, if we want to solve that, just write 2 over 9 divided by 2/3. Alright? So, in this case, kapag nagdi-divide tayo, yung division magiging multiplication. And then, itong isang term or isang fraction, babalik na rin natin. So, it will become 3 over 2. Then, saka na natin i-multiply yung numerator at denominator. So, 2 times 3, that is 6. 9 times 2, that is 18. If we simplify this, the answer is 1/3. So, parehas lang din yung factor na nakuha natin dun sa multiplication. Okay? Okay, so other way to visualize multiplying fraction is something like this. So, 1/3, ibig sabihin, gawa ka muna ng figure na 1/3. Okay? And then, 2/3, ito yung figure niya na 2/3. So, pag pinagdikit mo sila, pinagsama mo sila, makakabuo ka ng L. Tama? So, since pinagsama natin, gagawa na tayo ng isang figure. So, dapat sa isang figure, equally divided. So, lalagyan mo na din or hatiin mo na rin yung ibang space. Okay? So, as you can see, yung parehas na nag-overlap yung shade nila, dalawa. So, the answer is 2 shades and then sa isang figure, 9 parts. Okay? Next example. So, this time, merong 60 patients sa isang hospital. Ang sabi dito, 4/6 ng patients sa hospital na yun, COVID patients siya. Okay? And then, dun sa grupo ng COVID patients na yun, 1/2 daw nun recovered na. Okay? So, kinuha natin yung 1/2 ng 4/6. Now, the question is, gusto natin malaman ilan yung fraction sa buong hospital ang recovered na from COVID disease or COVID virus. Alright? So, as we can see, yung 4/6, kinuha natin yung 1/2. So, sa isang figure, hinati natin sa dalawa yung 4/6. So, dapat, sa buong figure na yan, yung space na hindi natin hatiin na rin natin. Okay? So, nagkaroon tayo ng 12 parts na merong 4 shades. So, the answer is 4/12. So, to multiply that, just multiply 4 over 6 times 1/2. So, 4 times 1, and then 6 times 2. Now, we have 4 over 12. So, kung i-simplify mo yan, that is 1/3. Okay? Okay, so this time, magdi-divide tayo. So, i-reverse lang natin yung ginawa natin kanina sa multiplication. Okay? So, kanina, yung product natin is 4 over 12. So, yan yung fraction ng patients na naka-recover na sa buong hospital. Alright? Sa buong hospital. So, 4 out of 12 daw yung naka-recover na from COVID sa buong hospital. Now, yung isang factor natin is 1/2. So, 1/2, yan daw yung COVID patients na recovered na. So, itong grupo na to, ito yung merong COVID patients, okay? Ito, sa buong hospital to, so hindi lahat to COVID patients. Pero itong fraction na to, ito yung naka-recover na nasa COVID virus na COVID patients. Dito naman, ito yung kabuuan ng grupo ng COVID patients. And then, 1/2 pa lang yung nakaka-recover. Okay? Now, ang tanong is, anong fraction itong COVID patients sa buong hospital? Alright? So, kung pagdidikitin mo to, 'di ba, ito lang yung fraction nung COVID patients sa buong hospital. Ito. So, kung ibababa mo siya, ito yung magiging itsura. Alright? So, ito yung fraction ng grupo ng COVID patients. So, kung bibilangin mo yung parts, that is 12, and then yung shaded is 8. So, 8/12 yung pasyente sa hospital na COVID patients. Alright? So, kung i-divide mo tong 12 na to sa tatlo, so, tiga-apat, diba? 1, 2, 3. Dalawa, 2/3 ang recovered na or COVID patients. Alright? So, parehas lang siya yung factor natin kanina nung nag-multiply tayo. So, to divide that, we just need to 4 divided by 12 divided by 1/2 is equals to 4/12. And then, yung division, magiging multiplication. Then, yung 1/2, magiging 2/1. So, 4 times 2. And then, 12 times 1, that is 8/12. So, parehas lang kanina ng fraction na nakuha natin. And when you do the lowest term, that is 2/3, which is the factor ng multiplication. Okay? Alright, so other way to multiply, again, we just need to write the 4/6 first. And then, let's write the 1/2. Pagdikitin natin, so yung shades nila is 4. So, yung space nila na bakante, hatiin na rin natin equally yung size. So, meron na tayong 12 na parts and then 4 shades. So, the answer is 4/12. Okay, so another example in multiplying fractions. So, I have here 60 students in senior high. Okay? So, 2/4 ng estudyante sa senior high may laptop. So, yung 2/4 ng 60, that is 30. So, basically, 1/2 lang siya, diba? So, yung 2/4 na estudyante na may laptop, 2/3 doon may internet. Alright? So, kukunin natin yung 2/3 nung 2/4. Ibig sabihin, sa bawat 1/4, kukunin natin yung 2/3. So, hatiin natin ng tatlo, then may dalawang shades. Ganun din yung isang 1/4. 2 shades, tatlong part. Kasi 2/3. Okay? So, now, ang tanong is, ilan yung fraction ng mga estudyante na may laptop at may internet? Okay? So, ang fraction na yun sa kabuuan ng senior high is 4/12. Alright? So, dito, yung 2/4, hinati natin sa tigta-tatlo, diba? Eh, may isa pa ditong space. So, dahil fraction yan, equally divided, so hatiin na rin natin sa tigta-tatlo at kalahati to. So, sa kabuuan, merong 12 na parts at merong 4 na shades. Alright? So, to multiply 2/4 times 2/3, just multiply 2 times 2, that's 4. 4 times 3, that's 12. So, 4/12. The lowest term is 1/3. Since kung mapapansin nyo, 1, tapos, pwede nyo pang hatiin to sa tatlo. So, 1 part na shaded, saka tatlong parts. Okay? Okay, so when we do the division, gamitin lang din natin yung fractions na ginamit natin sa multiplication. So, i-reverse lang natin yung product at saka yung isang factor para makita natin na yung dapat na sagot niya is yung isang factor. Okay? Kasi magkabaliktad nga lang ang multiplication at division. So, in this case, yung product natin kanina is 4/12. So, ito yung fraction ng mga estudyante na may internet. Tama? So, sa kabuuan, 4/12 yung may internet sa buong senior high. The next factor is 2/3. So, ito yung mga estudyante na may laptop na may internet. Okay? So, kung ito, yung grupo ng estudyante na may laptop, ito lang yung merong internet. 2/3. Okay? So, the question is, so ano yung fraction nung grupo ng mga estudyante na may laptop? So, in short, anong fraction to sa kabuuan ng senior high? Alright? So, kung titingnan nyo, yung sukat, pag didikitin nyo siya dito, ito yung fraction niya. Tama? Anong grupo na merong laptop? Ang tanong is, etong grupo ng may laptop, ano yung fraction niya sa kabuuan? So, kung mapapansin nyo, kalahati, di ba? So, 1/2 nung buong senior high ang may laptop. Kung ilalagay nyo to dito sa baba, so ganito yung magiging itsura niya, di ba? So, 1/2 ng buong senior high. Kung bibilangin nyo yung parts, so pwedeng gawing 6/12, it's still 1/2. Or kung hahatiin nyo siya sa apat, so let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, meron 2/4 ang merong laptop sa buong senior high. Alright? So, in essence, ginagamit natin ang division or pagdi-divide ng fraction kapag gusto nating malaman yung fraction dun sa maliit na grupo. Yung sa multiplication, ginagamit natin yun para makuha natin yung fraction sa kabuuan. Alright? So, if we want to solve that, just divide 4/12 and then 2/3. Then the multiplication will become, the division will become multiplication, and then 2/3 will become 3/2. So, 4 times 3, that is 12. 12 times 2, that is 24. So, kung in-lowest term mo lang to, ang sagot lang din is 1/2. Which is, ang equivalent niya is 2/4, na yun yung factor natin kanina sa multiplication. Okay? Alright, so multiplying fraction and a whole number. So we have here 1/3 times 2. So, diba, when we say times 2, ibig sabihin, i-add lang natin ng dalawang beses yung 1/3. Okay? So, dalawang 1/3, pag pinagsama mo, that is 2/3. Other way to do that is, yung whole na 2, gawin mong fraction, so, lalagyan mo ng denominator na 1. Okay? So, i-multiply mo lang yung numerator at denominator. So, 1 times 2, that is 2. 3 times 1, and that is 3. So, we will just get the same answer, 2/3. Dividing fraction and a whole number. So, we have here 2/3 divided by 2. So, ni-reverse lang natin yung ginawa natin kaninang multiplication, di ba? Yung product natin kanina is 2/3, and yung isang factor natin is 2. So, dapat ang maging sagot dito is yung isang factor ng pinag-multiply natin, which is 1/3. Okay, so paano nangyari yan? So, we have 2/3, hatiin daw natin sa dalawa. Alright? So, nung hinati natin siya sa dalawa, so nakita natin sa gitna yung itsura niya. Now, sa isang figure, 'di ba, kailangan equally divided. So, yung mga space, lagyan na natin siya ng division, pero same sizes. So, when we did that, meron na tayong 6 parts, pero dalawa pa rin yung shades. So, we have 2/6. Alright? So, kung i-solve natin siya, i-divide natin yung 2/3 divided by 2, again, yung 2/1 yan. Alright? So, when we divide fractions, gagawin natin yung multiplication, and then kukunin natin yung opposite ng isang term. So, yung 2/1 magiging 1/2. So, let's multiply the numerator. So, 2 times 1, that is 2. 3 times 2, that is 6. So, we have 2, 6. So, same kanina nung figure natin. And if we simplify 2/6, that is 1/3. Eh, di ba yun lang naman yung isang factor kanina nung nag-multiply tayo. So, tama, yung sagot natin 2/6 or 1/3. Okay, so multiplying a whole number and a fraction. So here, I have 2 times 1/4. Ibig sabihin lang yan, kukunin ko yung 1/4 sa kada figure. So since dalawang buo yan, so meron akong dalawang 1/4 sa kada figure. And then, pagsasamahin ko. Okay? So, 1/4 plus 1/4 magiging 2/4 or 1/2. So, to solve that, gagawin kong fraction yung 2, so that is 2/1. and then multiply by 1/4. So we have 2 times 1, 1 times 4, and that is 2/4 or 1/2. Okay, so let's divide whole number and a fraction. So I have here 2 divided by 1/4. So ibig sabihin, yung dalawang buo ko, hahatiin ko ng kada 1/4. Okay? So kung hahatiin ko ng 4 yung isang buo, ibig sabihin, meron akong 4 na 1/4 sa isang buo. Tama? Dalawang buo yan. So in short, I have 8 1/4 in 2 whole. So the answer should be 8. So if we solve that, 2 will become 2 over 1 divided by 1/4. So yung division magiging multiplication, and then opposite ng 1/4 is 4 over 1. So multiply 2 times 4, that is 8, and 1 times 1, that is 1. So 8 over 1, or simply 8. Okay? Okay, so now let's get the estimate product of the fraction. So kanina, kinuha na natin yung estimate ng 3/4 tsaka ng 3/5. So now we will just multiply them. So yung estimate ni 3/4 is 1, and then yung estimate ni 3/5 is 1/2. So 1 times 1/2, the answer now is 1/2. Alright, so this time we will get the estimate quotient of the fraction. So instead of multiplying, we will divide 1 and 1/2. So the answer is 2. So the estimate quotient of 3/4 and 3/5 is 2. Alright, so let's convert the fraction to decimal. Okay? So, ano yung equivalent niya pagdating sa decimal? So, si 1/2, to do that, we need to divide. So, 1 will be our dividend, 2 will be our divisor. So, 1 divided by 2, that is 0, kasi wala naman tayong makakuha ang 2 sa 1. So, 0 times 2, that is 0. Then, minus natin si 1, tsaka si 0, that is 1. Ibaba natin yung 0 na dinagdag natin kasi wala na tayong number. Okay? Just make sure that you put decimal point pagkataas ng 1 and decimal point dun sa katapat niya sa taas. Okay? So, now we have 10. So, 10 divided by 2, we have 5. So, 5 times 2, that is 10. When we minus that, that's 0. So, ibig sabihin, final answer na yung nasa taas. So, we have 0.5. So, the equivalent of 1/2 into decimal is 0.5. Remember, yung piso, diba? Pag kinalahati natin, that is 50 cents or 0.5. So, tama lang yung sagot natin. Now, paano si 1/4? So, divide it, 1 will be inside or the dividend, 4 will be the divisor. So, if we do that, you'll get 0.25. So, 1/4 is equivalent to 0.25. So, kung yung piso hinati mo sa 4, so meron kang 25 cents, di ba? Or 0.25. Okay. Yung 1/3, if you turn that into decimal, the answer is 0.3333. Okay? So, for us to convert fraction into decimal, we just need to divide the numerator and the denominator. Okay? Another example. So, here we have 2 over 2. Diba, kanina sinasabi natin na pag parehas yung numerator and denominator, ang equivalent lang niyan is 1. So, kung i-divide mo yung numerator tsaka denominator, 2 divided by 2, the answer is just 1. Okay? So, pag 3/4, so pag dinivide mo yan, the answer is 0.75. Pag 2/5, that is 0.4. So, pag 5 over 2, the answer is 2.5. So, kung mapapansin nyo, kapag yung fraction nyo, parehas yung decimal, ay parehas yung numerator at denominator, ang sagot lang is 1. Kapag ang fraction nyo is proper or mas maliit yung numerator sa denominator, laging ang sagot nyo kapag kinonvert nyo sa decimal, nagsisimula sa 0 point. Okay? Hindi buo. Kasi nga, proper fraction yan, hindi yan buo. Pero kung ang fraction nyo is improper fraction or mas mataas yung numerator sa denominator, so ibig sabihin, pag kinonvert nyo yan sa decimal, magkakaroon ka ngayon ng buo. Like yung 5 over 2, ang decimal niya is meron siyang buong 2 at merong 2.5. Okay? Practice time. So just put or place the fraction in the correct place. And then let's see if you already know how to do it. Another exercises, use appropriate symbol to make the statement true. So in this case, use or apply the skill of estimation. Okay? Alright, so multiply fractions on your own and then check your work here. This time, you will divide fractions. So do it on your own and then check your work here. This time, divide a whole number and a mixed fraction or improper fraction. Okay? Last exercise, just divide the fraction and the whole number. Okay?